was pretty obvious what he meant, Lindsey. Don't you think so?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Um,
Yeah, and so I did not know that at the meeting the other night, there was actually a teacher from Rankin County
Yep.
who spoke concerning the statue. And so when I found that out, somebody said it last night, and then we pulled it up and played it on our live stream. And I was a little perturbed by that.
yeah, I don't know why exactly, but I mean,
I mean, I think I explained why. Did you not
well,
listen, or did you
yeah,
tune me out like you normally do?
no, I mean, I listened, but I don't. I guess what my concern, or not concern, but my issue with that is like, can you, if you're working for a private organization, you think you could say where you work as long as the people at the private organization are okay with that. But is it just any government organization, or is it just if you work for a school?
I never said that he shouldn't say where he works. I said the way that he presented what he said, constantly going back to his job, made it seem as though he was speaking for Rankin County schools.
I don't think I mean, I heard him say his job twice when I counted in that thing.
Well, I watched it again this morning, and it was multiple
How many?
multiple
Multiple
times.
is how many times?
Like at least 5.
Okay, I'll have to watch that again because I did not hear him say 5 times. But what I got the actual quote here, and so what Lindsey's referring to is at the was it the Board of Aldermen meeting? Is that right, in Brandon a few nights ago, where people spoke? There was a Trey Rein, who's the principal for Brandon Middle School, said, and I quote, "Brandon Middle School student population is approximately 37% Black. I'd have a hard time looking at those students and telling them that I think they should drive past the statue that sounds a lot like it, that the statue sounds like it's glorifying the Confederate cause."
But see, why is he going to be talking to middle school students and telling them they should be offended by a statue?
I don't think that he said they should be. I don't think he was directing them to be offended. That's not what I took from
that's definitely what I took from it.
I'm not. I don't think so. I think. I mean, I don't take that from. I don't think he said you need to be offended. I think what he meant was like, I feel bad because I feel like my students will be offended by this. I think that's what I took from what he was saying.
Well, I've said this, and I'll say it again. I think that it is absurd to attempt to remove our history. And those are things that we have learned from, and we have grown as a country and grown as people. And now we know things that were once acceptable are not acceptable, but it does not mean that we can erase what happened or that we can't remember what happened. I mean, that's the whole point of having history.
Yeah. No, I mean, I understand that point. And like I said, I'm not, just full candor if everybody's listening, I'm not advocating they move anything. I'm not, I don't feel, I mean, of course I was for changing the state flag. I think you were too, right?
Yeah. I mean, but also the state flag is what represents us as a whole, as a state that's flown today. I mean, the state flag is not history.
Right.
This is history. I mean, and these are things that we have to learn, things that we've learned from. So, also, I hear a lot of the time, well, they don't teach Black history enough. And my point to that is like, well, do you want history taught or do you not? Do you want to remember history or do you not? Because it seems to me like there are some people who only want to remember certain parts of history.
I agree with that.
And remove the rest.
There's definitely people in the community that do only want to remember certain parts of history. And I'm glad you said that, because there's that coin has two sides. And what I mean is there are so many people that will be out there and tell you the war was not about slavery. It was not about slavery. I'm sorry. That's a load of BS. And don't believe me. Anybody can look this up. I got in front of me what's called the Declaration of the Immediate Causes which Induce and Justify Secession of the State of Mississippi from the Federal Union. This is what they wrote. And I'll quote it: "In the momentous step which our state has taken of dissolving its connection with the government of which we so long formed a part, it is but just that we should declare the prominent reasons which we have induced our course. Our position is thoroughly identified with the institution of slavery, the greatest material interest of the world. Its labor supplies the product which constitute by far the largest and most important portions of commerce of the earth. These products are peculiar to the climate verging on the tropical regions, which by an imperious law of nature, none but the Black race can bear exposure to the tropical sun." That's in the first 3 sentences of the secession document. I mean, so they're telling you why they succeeded from the Union. I mean, right there, first 3 sentences. I think that should be taught well. And I've talked to so many people that don't even know that exists.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that's important when you're looking at this in the full context of it all.
Obviously, slavery did exist.
Right. And that was the reason Mississippi seceded from the Union, according to them, because we can look at the document that they wrote and signed.
Well, I think Stephen Blackwell made a good point here in the comments. He said that that statue is the memory of the soldiers that we lost in the war. And, I think that's a good point, because what we, regardless of the way we feel now, what we know now is right, what we know now was wrong, the men that fought in that war were fighting for what they believed. They were fighting for their country. They were fighting for, what they believed was right. And I don't think that we should just, to heck with them.
Do you think though that it's just also in which I think that's reasonable, isn't just as reasonable to believe that a black person could drive by that and say honors that people that were fighting to keep them subjugated, that they could feel that way?
It's still a part of our history,
I'm
though.
saying, do you think they could feel that way?
I mean, I can't say how anybody else can feel,
or it would be reasonable to feel that way.
I don't know. I look at it and think that it is a part of history.
I think it's just as reasonable to feel that that's a heritage and history, and the soldiers should be honored, as it is to feel on the flip side that they were fighting to preserve an institution which subjugated people for many centuries. I think it's just as reasonable. So that's why we have a debate about it. That's why there is a debate about it. And I'm not even advocating moving it. I don't think they should move it. I'm just giving you the counter argument to this, which I think a lot of times people tend to dismiss, that there are two valid points on this whole thing. And I don't think either side is really stupid at all. And
Well, what's funny about all of this that I didn't know until last night is that these arguments and these people speaking, these public comments are taking place at, the city level.
Yeah.
But it's actually the county, it's Rankin County that owns the statue. So this is all for nothing. This is all just causing chaos and people to argue, and nothing can be done about it.
I heard Clay say something about what I thought. Somebody told me that that's actually the state may own that because that's on the highway. I don't know. I really don't know who owns it, to be honest with you. I heard Clay say something about the county owns it.
The county owns. Well, I mean, he said that's what Sharon Womack said, and she's
okay. Well, she would know.
I think she would know before anybody.
Well, then, I mean, then why are they having it before the Board of Aldermen?
That's what I'm saying. What is the reason for this? And a good point Clay made this morning was that, Rankin County doesn't want that fight right now. Those Board of Supervisors, after what, they've been through recently with the Steve Gaines comments, and then the land, the ordinance that they passed with the land in 7 years, and you have to, all of that, that all the people showed up for and were so angry about, which I thought was amazing, that the people of Rankin County showed up in numbers, like in droves, and let their voices be heard. And they changed it. Mm-hmm. They stopped that from being enacted and happening in the future.
Right. So let me ask you this. So the county owns the statue?
Yes. And so it's illegal to sell it to the city. So unless they gift it to the city, and then allow the city to do whatever, I guess, I don't know. Also, another point, a very valid point, is that from what I understand, an estimate to move it was like $600,000. Well, that's going to come straight from taxpayers.
Well, where is that number coming from?
I read it in an article somewhere.
Okay.
I'll have to, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you right now what article I read that from, but I did read that somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, because the statue is located in the city of Brandon, but also in the county of Rankin County, right? So I guess we need to clarify exactly why the Board of Aldermen is looking at this and not the supervisors. Because how did it get directed to them? You'd think they would know that. I would assume they're in city government. They would know the city does not own the statue. We need to defer this to the Board of Supervisors. I would think they're smart enough to do that.
At one point, there was, I guess, maybe an outside organization or somebody who was calling Mississippi out for still having this statue, and they were looking and asking Fred Shanks to do something about it in the legislative session. So that makes me think the state could somehow, I don't know, could they override? I don't even know. I don't know what the logistics are, the laws concerning that, but it just seems strange to me that we're having all these arguments and people are getting so upset with each other over something that, it's not even the decision of the alderman.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it's there before them then if they don't. I assume, like I said again, I'll say this again, I assume they know they don't have the jurisdiction to do it. if that's true.
You would think. I mean,
So I don't know why it's there then, if that's it. But whether it's there or not, I'm sure they'll figure that portion out. I mean, because if they vote to move it and they don't have the authority to do it, then what's the point?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. Well, we got to go to our first commercial break. But as you can see, this has been a very polarizing topic, and a lot of people have some very big opinions about it. And we will discuss all of that when we get back. Stay right here. We'll be right back on WIB 103.9.
Off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420. MyPureAirConsultants.com.
I'm Shaun Yurtcron, and I've spent nearly 20 years in the courtroom, first as a prosecutor in Hinds County, now fighting for my clients as a defense attorney. I know how the system works, and I know how to protect your rights. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call me at 601-862-1320 or visit me at onetextlaw.com. That's onetextlaw.com. Serious cases need serious defense. And remember, just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. Let's get to work.
Doctor, the AC doctor, what's your diagnosis? My whole house was hot as a fever. Now my house frozen, cause my air conditioning's on. Doctor, my AC's broken. Doctor, the AC doctor, you heal my house, bless my soul.
The AC Doctors is your one-stop provider for air conditioning and heating installation, service, and repair. Contact us for money-saving repairs and lower energy bills.
Doctor, the AC doctor, heal my house, bless my soul.
Google the AC Doctors and get some relief today. TheACDR.com.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Whether you're at home, in your car, or on the field, let Shelter be your shield. Come see me, Jamie Creel.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Hi there, it's Lori from the mailroom. Of course, you know we offer shipping with UPS, FedEx, DHL, and the Postal Service. But did you know about all the other services we offer? If you need to have signs made or business cards, brochures, or postcards, we can do that. If you need copies, laminating, or binding, we can do that too. Do you need a notary, need to send a fax, or get a passport photo? Of course we can do that. Come check us out. We are south of Germantown High School at 272 Calhoun Station Parkway, Suite C, mailroomgluckstadt.com.
Come together.
We are back here on Crossing the Aisle with Shaun and Lindsey, where we are or we have been discussing the Rankin County monument statue, whatever you
The Confederate monument
whatever you want to
in
call it.
downtown Brandon. Yeah, that's
You
been
know,
a big debate and hot debate this week.
yeah, and if you want to call in and give us your give us your opinions, the number to the station is 601-879-0002. We would love to hear from you. Another point that was made during these speeches the other night at the city council meeting was that this statue is causing young people to leave and not want to have a career or raise their family in Rankin County. I completely disagree with that. I do not think that this statue is causing anyone to leave or is really something that's bringing anyone in. I don't think that that's something that anyone is thinking about, black or white. And I mean, I think that's kind of an absurd thought process.
I agree with you there in terms of the statue. I think the flag was an issue regarding that for sure. I think, that I think that made the public national perception was like, okay, look, there's a state with a Confederate flag on it. I think that caused issues for sure, especially if businesses moving in here too, which that seemed to change after they removed it. But that's the statue. I don't think anybody's like, oh God, I said this last night. I really think if you break it down, the majority of people don't even know what the heck the statue's about. And if you ask them, over half the American public probably couldn't really tell you much about the Civil War or even what years it occurred. I mean, if I'm just being brutally honest.
Another reason that we definitely need history being taught, which is something that the Mississippi Department of Education just got rid of, was they did away with testing students, high school students in Mississippi on history. And I think that's really sad because I believe wholeheartedly that that's one area that our students are not learning enough about and they're not proficient in.
Yeah, it took the test off. They're still teaching the course. Is that right?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I read something a long time ago that said that I think it's something like 70% of college seniors failed a basic American history test where they couldn't answer questions like, again, what years the Civil War occurred, what years World War II occurred, who fought on our side during World War II. I mean, these basic history questions that they did not know. So given that, looking at those statistics, when you're looking at these people in college, right? Like they're actually college seniors about to graduate and they could not answer that. I'm going to guess a lot of people driving above that statue has no earthly idea what it is for one. They just think it's probably some dude like cowboy on the top of a stand. You know what I mean? I really believe that. I hate to say that, but that's just the nature of our society these days in terms of historical knowledge. I think that, right. I think you could probably stand out there and take a poll of people like, well, what's that? They're like,
I think very few people would know.
Yeah, I really do. I don't think they would at all. So I don't think that I don't think it's making people leave. Probably people are like, oh my God, look at the cowboy statue. I got to get out of here. I don't think that's happening. But there we agree.
I can't even remember what it looks like, to be honest. I mean, I've seen it.
It's actually a really pretty monument, to be honest with you.
And so, I think what a lot of these people were proposing was that it be moved to the cemetery, not destroyed, but relocated to the cemetery. Of course, I said, I mean, I think Steve Gaines would love it.
You said you wanted it in his yard.
Maybe in his yard. I don't know. I think he would love that.
Yeah, it's called. I don't know where he lives. He just moved that to everybody's consensus. That caused quite a debate between Lindsey and Clay and I last night about what Lindsey's referring to. Obviously, is the comments made by Supervisor Gaines at the Rankin County breakfast, not prayer breakfast, right? Breakfast. Is that what you told me it is? It's not a prayer breakfast.
It's like the GOP monthly. It's like Grip and Grin in Madison. They do that at what used to be McLean's. Now it's what's it called?
Cypress
Point breakfast on the first Saturday of every month. The Rankin County Republicans meet up out there and talk about kids across the river.
Yeah, and I'm just to reiterate what Lindsey and I were talking about here. So what Supervisor Gaines said at this May 3rd prayer breakfast, they're calling it prayer breakfast here in the article, so that I'm looking at right now. And it was, he beat the pants off those guys, the dopers, the people that raped and doped your daughters. He beat the pants off. And then he went on to say, to clarify, how do you feel about paying the taxes that you pay and people from across the river coming over here and putting their kids in your school?
Yeah, we got to call this. Hey there, you're on the air.
How are y'all today?
Right.
Good.
Y'all brought up several interesting points. Did you listen in entirety to Clay's show this morning?
I did.
It did. So you know why this issue was even brought up, right?
I know. Yeah, I know what Clay has said about is one of the aldermen who I guess Butch Lee had made kind of a deal with.
And guess what the predominant population of this alderman's district is made of?
I mean, I guess maybe black people. I don't know.
Bingo, you got it. So you're exactly correct. We're all jumping up and down and screaming and hollering and rolling around about nothing. Because you're exactly correct. The county owns that. The city can't move it. They're not authorized to move it. The only people that can allow that to happen would be the Rankin County Board of Supervisors, which are elected. Let me tell you what, those guys vote to move that, they must not like the office they're in because they will not be reelected.
Why do you know why all those people were speaking at the board? I mean, at the meeting this week. Why are they not speaking at the supervisors meeting?
Why are we talking on the radio about this today?
Well, I'm talking about it because I saw all those people speaking about it the other night.
Well, because everybody likes to run their mouth. Everybody wants to be the person standing behind the podium, making a point. Look at me. I'm somebody. Let's talk about an issue that cannot be solved in its current state. But we can all jump up and down. And you brought up an exact point. You could do a roadblock in Brandon, stop every single vehicle, and 90% of the people would not even know what that statute's for. So why are we even talking about it? Well, because everybody gets pissed off. Everybody gets all worked up. And we got a great radio show about this.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's definitely caused a lot of controversy and a lot of people to have some heated debates.
Because people like to argue. They like to have controversy. Rather than talk about all the wonderful things like a low crime rate, talk about the solid property values in Rankin County. But no, we want to talk about this stupid statute. Yeah, so just everybody wants to have their day in the sun, and it's never positive stuff. You turn on the news, nothing positive. Maybe you get a little blurb at the end of it. Maybe it's some short blurb. Everybody wants to be negative. But let's just fight about this. So, let's see what we can do to divide the population of Rankin County. Now, Rankin County is a great place to live. That's why people are trying to move here. That's why people want to live in this area. That's why the county and the city locations are all the solid property values. But let's all argue about this stupid statute. So, you're exactly correct. It's a big to-do about nothing because the county has to approve the removal of that statue. And those guys know, as does Butch Lee, had he brought this up prior to the election, he would not have been reelected.
Yeah, I think you got a point there. It seems strange that he didn't campaign on it if this is something he wanted.
Oh, no, because he would have been done. He'd have been dead meat, and he knows it. But he's in there now, and he hopes in 4 years everybody's going to forget about this. Well, maybe they will. Maybe they won't.
I mean, that's true. They might not, and this might be something that people choose to vote differently because of.
That's right. Y'all have a good one.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Hold on, Shaun.
Hold
on, Shaun. Oh,
okay.
All right, sorry, caller. I had you on hold. Call back.
As the to the Butch Lee stuff, there was an article linked to here, and this is from June 18th, talking about Mayor Butch Lee said a vote by the Board of Aldermen on Monday was for a civil engineer to look at the statue and see where it could be relocated. Lee said he wants the monument, which depicts a soldier on a marble shaft, to stay in Brandon. The monument was put up almost 120 years ago of a project spearheaded by the United Daughters of the Confederacy. Here, listen to this part. So the mayor said he has brought the matter to the board because he thinks it's in danger as people have crashed into the monument and someone shot at the statue, breaking a piece of it off. Lee believes it should be moved and preserved. That was his
interesting. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, it's Josh. I was just wondering, remember one of the first things they were wondering why they wanted to move the statue was to make a road or expand something.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder, because I grew up in Brandon, long-time resident, got a lot of history there, joined the Navy, came back to Brandon, and one of the guys of our church, and I hunted with Mr. Gale Murray and knew him well, and his son is on the flagpole that, Robert Murray, that, again, he lost his life in a Harrier accident. It was one of the first Harrier Marine pilots. So with that being said, his monument's there on the flagpole. I mean, so you got to wonder that there's a lot more to that little part of the town if people actually have looked at it, unless, again, I understand, Brandon, we call them transplants that come in from the surrounding areas. And then, again, they want to make it wherever they came from and disregard any of the family ties and history and our friends. So I was just wondering what your thoughts are on that. So I guess it is about the statue and not expanding it or protecting the statue like the mayor says or any of that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you make a good point that, people had family members who lost their lives. And I think it feels kind of like a slap in the face to them when you want to remove something that honored that sacrifice that they made.
Right. And I mean, it's been there forever. And again, we're just now here in 2025 wanting to get upset at it. I mean, come on. But I wonder, too, what are they going to do? Is anybody even bother to go look and see Robert's monument there, which that flagpole? Because he lost it, again, he flew Harriers for the Marine Corps. So, I mean, that little part got more to do than just the Civil War. It's just all of a sudden now we want to hide or hide our eyes or be offended at everything. So I just wonder who's really going to look at it and do they care that much?
Yeah, I agree.
That's just my 2 cents. So I'll go back to listening to y'all. Enjoy your show. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I agree. But it is really good to hear some callers from Rankin County who are saying, Rankin County is a great place to live, and this is not representative of who we are as people in a town. Because people do, and I know we got a caller coming in, but we got to go to a commercial break, so I'm going to put you on hold, caller. Stay there. We'll come to you when we get back. We'll be right back. WYAB 103.9. WYAB 103.9.
WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Did you know that the average 6-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
Peace, love, and pizza. Happy holidays from Johnny's Pizza House. Try our new cauliflower crust today. 10 inches of crunchy good vibes for a limited time only. Groove on in and share a slice today. Peace, love, and pizza from Johnny's Pizza House.
Win free pizza for a year this summer at Johnny's Pizza House. Your pizza's already a work of art. Now, let it win you free pizza for a year. Just snap a pic with your favorite pizza and enter to win at johnnysph.com/share-my-slice. Peace, love, and pizza at Johnny's Pizza House.
CBS News Brief. An appeals court has thrown out a plea agreement that would have spared the 9/11 mastermind execution. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and others have been held at Guantanamo for 2 decades. Legal analyst Lori Levinson.
Now this goes back to the military courts. and there may or may not be a trial with Mohammed.
President Trump is in Texas getting a firsthand look at the flooding devastation.
Nobody can even believe it, such a thing. That much water that fast.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass has signed a new executive directive aimed at strengthening city protections for immigrant communities in the wake of federal raids, which she called unlawful and chaotic.
It is viewed as just a display of force, just to put the city in its place, to say we are the federal government, we can roll out troops.
Bass said the new directive will help ensure residents, particularly immigrants, know their rights. CBS News Brief, I'm Cammie McCormick.
Delicious food and a relaxing atmosphere combine to make the best place for sports fans and foodie fans to watch the game and just hang out. Capitol Grill of Jackson. Of course they've got the games, but food, oh my goodness. Mouth-watering po' boys, fish, steaks, appetizers, and a specialty pizza menu. Kitchen opens at 5 Monday through Thursday and 11 Friday through Sunday. And happy hours are daily at Capitol Grill. Also enjoy the all-new Tuesday night and karaoke on Wednesday and Friday nights from 8 till midnight with DJ Money Mon. Capitol Grill, DeVille Plaza in Jackson.
Venable Glass is your local glass expert, offering residential, automotive, and commercial glass. Venable Glass can do it all. What sets Venable Glass apart from the rest? Unmatched reliability and customer service. Don't forget, tell your insurance company that you want to use Venable Glass. And remember, you do have a choice. Let Venable Glass work hard to earn your business. Call Venable's Ridgeland or Brandon locations today for a free estimate or visit venableglass.com.
All Britain's Jewelers.
When love requires a gift, nothing says it better than All Britons. Since 1920, we've been part of your family. From weddings and anniversaries to holidays, we've been there for every special occasion. At All Britons, we value your trust. Every gift, whether large or small, is a reflection of our commitment to quality and excellence. There's a reason we're still Mississippi's foremost diamond merchant. Let us show you why. All Britons Jewelry, 4460 Old Canton Road in Jackson.
All Britain's Jewelers.
Why should you choose Cerami Air Conditioning and Heating for all service or installation? Well, they purchase all parts directly from the manufacturer. All of their factory-trained technicians have been hand-selected for skill, work ethic, and experience. There are never any hidden fees or charges. Cerami Air Conditioning and Heating is dedicated to your complete satisfaction, and they're family-owned and operated. For residential and commercial service or installation, contact Cerami Air Conditioning and Heating, 601-317-0729, or make an appointment through their Facebook page.
Come together.
We are back here on Crossing the Aisle, where we are discussing the very controversial topic of the statue in Rankin County. We had someone on hold. Let's see if they're still there. Caller, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. I'm just going to make a brief point and get off and let y'all have at it. But my point is, we're worried about that one statue. All of a sudden, we're going to go around and start digging up all the graves of soldiers that died here that weren't from here, Confederate and Union, and send them back home.
Yeah, it's like, where does it stop once you kind of open this can of worms?
Plus, I don't know if you've ever been down to Raymond or not. If you come down to Raymond, you're going towards Utica. There's 2 rows of tanks down, or cannons down here. Well, I would believe those would belong to the federal government.
I think it's actually a private organization that owns those cannons. I was walking through that park a few months ago. I think I read that there. I think it's maintained. I think that's.
It's possible. If you think they originally belonged to the federal government, it's not. Yeah, I mean, where does it stop?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah, I agree. Good point. Yeah, thanks for calling.
Yep. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
You too. I missed part of what he said at the end there. He was cutting out a little bit, but
Yeah, you remember when I was in Utica at court a few months ago and I showed you this picture of those cannons? I
I
stopped.
remember you sent me the picture of their court. I was like, what is that? Looked
Really
like
nice, really
looked
nice,
like an outhouse.
really nice people in Utica though. The court was great actually. I really super nice folks out there. Yeah, because on my way back I saw that park with all the Battle of Raymond where there's all the cannons. They're replica cannons, and I think it was a private organization that actually set all that up. For what I remember reading out there, but
Okay, we got some clarification from Clay. He said that people were speaking at the Board of Aldermen meeting because the city actually invited public comments on the topic.
Mm.
And then also we got a text from an anonymous, and I think this seems to be kind of the consensus of most people that we've talked to. And this person said, "My point is that Butch Lee cannot legally move the statue because the statue itself is owned by the county. So why is he tearing a community apart by racially dividing everyone if he can't even do anything about it?" Which is a good point.
Yeah, no, if that makes that point, the part of this makes absolutely no sense. If nothing can be done, it's just a open. I guess maybe it's just a open town hall to see how
But
people
why
feel about
invite
it.
comment on it if you can't fix it, if you can't do anything about it? Are you just wanting to cause controversy?
I mean, I doubt that, his goal, I could, maybe he was testing the political waters. I don't know. I have no idea. I honestly don't know why he's doing that. If there's there's not going to be any action from the Board of Aldermen because they don't have the legal authority to move the statue.
Because I agree with what a lot of people have said too. And, I just do not think for one second that the Board of Supervisors is going to take on something like this right after the issue with the land.
I mean, they probably aren't going to take it on at all, I would think, considering. I mean, I think that one call, the first one, was right. I mean, they'd be in a political peril. This is a politically contentious issue that nobody really wants to stick their neck out on. I mean, politicians aren't really good at sticking their neck on things. I don't know that they're going to want to do that, in my opinion. But we'll see. So yeah, to your point, I don't know what the point, if they can't do anything, is just for people to talk about how much they want to remove the memorial or how much they want to keep it. I don't know.
Seems like it's just a reason for people to fight. And I mean, it is divisive. And I hate that. I think that we have way too much of that happening in our country right now anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Why pile on even more over something like a statue that's been there forever? I just don't get it. And like you said, who even really knows what it says or what it means or who it is?
I'll say this. I don't understand having the debate if there isn't going to be any possible action one way or the other. Like there's a vote that says we're keeping it or a vote that says we're going to move it. If there's this is just basically a open social media thread in public, essentially like argument, then I think that's silly. If there's not going to be, now, if they had the power and they wanted to hear from the public before they voted, I get that, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But if that's not what's being done here, I don't know what the goal is. I agree with that. I don't know. I mean, if you're not gonna solidify. So that means after this huge debate and ruckus, it's still going to be an open question of whether to move the thing or not. And there's going to be some people want to keep it, some people want to move it, and everybody's pissed off. That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know why this topic was brought up or why anyone was asked for public comment. I mean, maybe it was just a reason for Mr. Stevens to do an art project.
Well, I mean, I mean, everything I'm hearing is the mayor of Brandon's kind of put this out in the public zeitgeist, right? I don't know which way.
Yeah.
I mean, he said, I'm reading from him, WAPT, he said that the traffic was his concern. And I don't know, I'd go down there to court, but I don't know how, I don't always drive on that part of 80 on a daily basis. I don't know how bad the traffic gets. I'm never there at that time.
Clay made a good point about that too. There's no room to make more lanes for more traffic. It's just not feasible right there.
Right. Okay. You can't do anything with it then.
No, because there's businesses, right there.
Sure. So then, I mean, if it's not going to help I guess he said, because what he says here, his quote is, people have crashed into the monument. Yeah, you got to be pretty drunk to do that, though,
yeah,
right?
I mean,
I just got to say, I remember when I was in high school driving, because I went to Puckett, and you'd have to go through Brandon's before they made that cutoff that you could go to the interstate from Highway 18 years ago, in the olden days.
So old.
Yeah, you had to drive, through downtown Brandon, and I mean, there's a few times where I probably had too much to drink, where I was like maybe gonna hit the monument. I could see how that could happen, but you'd have to be in that state to hit the monument. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can just see.
I don't know who's just running into the dang thing.
You already had Brian Bailey come get you out of a wreck, or was it your friend who wrecked? What was it?
Okay, yes, Brian Bailey did arrest me when I was in high school, but he was the town cop of Puckett. That's the story. Yes, we had gone over to the high school, and
that's when you stole all the snacks.
We shook the snack machines, took the snacks. My buddy put in his truck. We were all drunk, and he got into a wreck, and I wasn't in the truck with him, but we had to go pull him out of the wrecked truck and then call Brian, who was the town cop. Brian came over there and opened the door of the truck, and all these tons of chips fell out. And he was like, "That's a lot of grub for just like 3 guys, you know."
And then Shaun gets
Shaun
gets so scared that he doesn't say, "Oh, well, my mom bought a bunch of snacks." He says, "We stole it from the school
Well,
snack
that's
machine."
not what I didn't confess to me. I mean, I eventually did. I mean, you know, well, actually, what Brian did was pretty smart. I give him credit. He put me in the car, and then he called. You know, it's Puckett. Everybody knows everybody. So he called my dad, and then my dad got in the back seat of the squad car. And, you know, I just feel him breathing down my neck, and I was like, "Yeah, I did it. You know, it was
me.
It was me. Yeah, right. That's how that worked. So
That's hilarious. Yeah, I love that story. And I know
it was
Brian
pretty
Bailey.
embarrassing because I had to go to the youth court, and this is a pretty funny part of that story. So I had to go to youth court because I was like 15 or 16, and go to this like law education class about basically how not to become a criminal in your life. That's what it was, and you had to pay for it. And so I went to this class all that summer. I think it was like 1995. And so years later, fast forward 10 years, I'm graduating law school, and you have to like disclose all stuff that you've done in your life. And so this is one of the things I was trying to get the order from the youth court, and the judge back then, I think it's I can't remember his name, who died. And he called me back and said, "I'm so sick of you guys graduating law school. We got all these damn charges when you were in high school." Yeah, I guess there was a bunch of us that were from Rankin County that like had done stuff, and now we're becoming lawyers.
Had to go back and pull them all. And
yeah, they had to pull all these orders. Yeah, right, exactly. So he was very frustrated at the time.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, you didn't turn out to be a criminal. So
No, I ended up working in the DA's office after that. You know, I mean, my one criminal escapade was with the snack machines at the high school.
And you never ran into a statue.
Never ran into the statue. So, but I could see how that could happen if you were drinking a lot, or, you know, I could see how that could happen.
I wonder if this is happening across the country in small towns all over the place. Yeah,
it's been going on for like the last 10 years about the moving monuments.
Yeah.
They've moved. I mean,
I know there were a ton moved out of South Carolina, I think.
Yeah, and in New Orleans, like Lee Circle, didn't they move that real pretty monument of Robert Lee? I think they did move that. You know, is it Lee Circle, I think, in New Orleans, right?
I don't know. So, I mean, I don't even know where any of these statues are. I don't think many people do. I don't think it's something people
I think
have
they renamed it now.
Wealth of knowledge of.
Yeah, it's now called Harmony Circle. It was Lee Circle. It's always called Lee Circle, but there was a Robert E. Lee monument there, real pretty one, and they moved that. I don't remember exactly what year that was, but they did. And
I wonder what they did. I wonder what they do with those. They destroy them.
I think they moved them to a museum, but I don't know.
Well, you were saying earlier that that's something. Where is it that they were talking about? You can have the Nazi stuff, but it has to be in a museum.
Yeah, in Germany, you can't have any Nazi, even historical artifacts, like in your private home. Even they can be in a museum, but that's about it.
How do they know if you have them in your private?
Well, I mean, I guess probably some people have them, but if you're caught, it's a crime. So it was, it was a monument that featured Robert E. Lee on it, and it was about 60 feet tall. In 2015, Mitch Landrieu began pushing for the statue's removal. They removed it in 2015. It was taken down in 2017. And I don't know, where is it now? The column, the base still stands, but the Lee statue has not been replaced. I don't know where the statue itself is, though.
Yeah, interesting. So I wonder what they would. Well, I guess if they're gonna want to remove this one because of traffic, I guess they wouldn't replace it with anything.
Yeah, right.
Well, we got to take our last break. Shaun's got to get out of here and head to court. So, but stay with us, and I will be right back to wrap things up for the week here on WIB. Here on WIB.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Green's Tire and Auto on Ridgewood Road in Ridgeland can do it all. Is your check engine light on? Take it to Green's. Air not blowing cold anymore? Take it to Green's. Squeaky brakes, bald tires, misaligned front end? Take it to Green's. Green's Tire and Auto can do it all. Your car can operate just like new again when you take it to Green's. Green's Tire and Auto, Ridgewood Road in Ridgeland. Take it to Green's. 601-957-0201.
Here at Lake and Glass and Tint, we've become well known for two things: window tint and windshields. Now, when it comes to window tint, you already know that we're the go-to for home, car, and office. And as always, we offer free consultations. So if you're in the need of window tint or windshields, give us a call, 601-946-1000. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram, or at lakeandglassandtint.com. Lake and Glass and Tint, where quality matters.
Greetings. I'm Dr. Benny Tate, president of the Congregational Methodist Church denomination in Florence, Mississippi, and the pastor of Rock Springs Church in Milner, Georgia, inviting you to attend one of our services this week. Find a church near you at cm-church.org and be sure and listen every Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. for our weekly program, Apples of Gold from Rock Springs Church, here on 103.9 WYAB.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. TwoGunTactical.com, TwoGunTactical.com.
Two Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
Hi, this is Lee Atkins of Home Care Plus in Ridgeland. We are a proud carrier of Abena Premium Incontinence products. Abena has the most absorbency available, making changes and leaks less likely. After 7 years as a seller, I can tell you these products are amazing and worth every penny to quality of life for patient and caregiver. And we ship all incontinence products as well. So please come see us at Home Care Plus in Ridgeland for all the incontinence needs of you or your family member. That's Home Care Plus in Ridgeland.
Efficient and trouble-free payroll processing is crucial to a business's success, and a lot of businesses are struggling with it. PeopleLease, a local payroll provider, not only offers top-of-the-line software, but also provides on-demand payroll support services. With PeopleLease, you're never on your own at every step of your payroll process. PeopleLease has the expertise in managing payroll challenges and will work hard to understand your business and employees. That's what makes PeopleLease the perfect choice for you and your business. Learn more online at peoplelease.com.
Looking to elevate your ride? Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck have you covered. From rugged bumpers to sleek step bars, Weston's top-notch accessories will transform your truck into a head-turner. And at Rick's Pro Truck, we specialize in custom installations that bring your vision to life. Visit us today for expert advice and unbeatable deals. Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck, where your truck's potential comes alive. Weston and RPT. Trucks live here.
Come together.
And we are back. Well, I am back. Shaun had to run out of here and get to court. It was a 1:30 court appointment that he was so thrilled about on Friday afternoon. That's the worst when you have Friday afternoon court. But we've been talking about the Rankin County statue, that there's a lot of controversy over this week. Some people want to move it. Some people are upset that there's even talk of moving it. And we talked about this at length on our nightly podcast last night with Clay. If you missed that, go back and watch it. We I think hit a lot of really good points. And one thing that Clay brought up last night, and somebody texted me about just a few minutes ago too, is that the gallows, that bar is right there. And, I think a lot of people really like that place. Shaun and I actually went there with Clay after Fred Shanks's wedding. And, why is nothing being said about that? And I've heard nothing but great things about the owners of that place. And I'm not saying that I would want anybody to say anything about that or try to get rid of that. But why is it just this statue? What is really the reason, and who's wanting it gone so badly that they are bringing this issue up when it's not even, they're not even taking it to the right people? Obviously, it's got to be the Board of Supervisors who can do something about it. And you're causing a bunch of controversy and a bunch of division within the community, a bunch of people to become really angry with each other when there's not even anything that the alderman can do. So it really makes you wonder why Butch Lee is doing this. And, if this was something that he had campaigned on prior to this last election, he may not have been and may not be in the position that he's in right now. But that's all we've got for this week. We will be live Sunday night, and then we will be right back here Monday. See you then. Bye.